A very good evening and welcome to Primetime News on TV1 for the Newsfirst, where the people come first. I'm Martin Satyanesan.
And I'm Thiruni Karunaratna. Here are tonight's top stories. The first gold medal for Sri Lanka in Asian Youth Games history won by Lahiru Achintha. Mathukumashan funded Ishara Sewandi's hiding after Gane Mulla Sanjeeva murder. Colombo Crimes Division informs court. Opposition leader raises concerns over MP's security. Parliamentarian Jagat Vithana says his life is under threat. SJB General Secretary says details of UNP discussions are confidential due to attempts to foil plans. Gammadda hands over library built at More Thota Vidyalaya Halyala to students.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please raise for the national anthem of Sri Lanka, Asian champion, gold medalist.
Lahiru Achintha and Nethmigi Manipulle have etched Sri Lanka's name on the global sports stage by clinching gold and bronze medals.
Lahiru Achintha of St. Aloysius College, Ratnapura, achieved a historic feat as the first Sri Lankan athlete to ever win a gold medal at the Asian Youth Games, marking a proud moment for our nation.
Both these remarkable accomplishments by Lahiru and Nethmi were showcased at the 3rd Asian Youth Games.
The 2025 Asian Youth Games are being held in Bahrain and the athletics competitions began yesterday. Lahiru Achintha participated in the final of the boys' 1,500-meter event and clinched the gold medal, recording a time of 3 minutes and 57.42 seconds.
وسري لانكا تنجز أول الذهبيات في الأولمبياد الآسيوية.
Athletes from China and Hong Kong won the silver and bronze medals respectively. Lahiru also earned the Youth Games Best Mark Award for the event.
And now, ladies and gentlemen,
මගේ පාසල රත්නපුර ශාන්ත ඇලොසිස් ජාතික පාසල මගේ වයස අවුරුදු 16යි ශ්‍රී ලංකාවට Youth Asian Games meet එක පළවෙනි රන් පදක්කම මගෙන් ගේන්න ලැබුණ එක ගැන මම සතුටු වෙනවා මේක මගේ දෙවෙනි ටුවර් එක මම මුලින්ම ස්තුති කරන්න ඕනි මගේ අම්මටයි තාත්තටයි සහ මගේ පුහුණුකරුට සහ මගේ පාසලේ විදුහල්පතිටයි මම අනාගතයේදී ඔලිම්පික් ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් වෙන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
In the girls' 1,500-meter event, Nethmi Gimhani Pulle won the bronze medal, recording a time of 4 minutes and 52.32 seconds. The gold medal in her event went to Uzbekistan, while the silver was claimed by Kazakhstan. Nethmi is a student at St. Andrew's Central College, Putlam.
in Sri Lanka, Gimhani, second silver medalist.
ඇත්තටම මට ගොඩක් සතුටුයි මේ මෙඩල් එක ජයග්‍රහණය කිරීම සම්බන්ධව මගේ පළවෙනි තරග සංචාරයේ මේ ඒ වගේම මේ ජයග්‍රහණය වෙනුවෙන් මම අනිවාර්යෙන් ස්තුති කරන්න ඕන මගේ අම්මයි තාත්තයි මම මේ ගොඩක් මහන්සි වෙනවා ඒ වගේම මගේ පුහුණුකරු ඒ සියලු දෙනාටම ගොඩක් ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙනවා එයාලගේ ජයග්‍රහණයේ ප්‍රතිඵලයක් තමයි මේක ඇත්තටම ගොඩක් සතුටුයි මේ වගේ තව ටුවර්ස් වලින් ලංකාවට පදක්කම් දිනා දෙන්න තමයි මගේ බලාපොරොත්තුව.
Sports First extends its heartfelt congratulations to both of our young champions. On to more local news now. The Colombo Crimes Division today revealed before Colombo Chief Magistrate Asanga S. Bodragama that prominent underworld figure Mathugama Shan had provided financial assistance to Ishara Sewandi, the main female suspect in the Gane Mulla Sanjeeva murder, to help her go into hiding. The Gane Mulla Sanjeeva murder case was called up today at the Colombo Magistrates Court. Several suspects currently held at the Busa prison were produced in court today via Skype in connection with the Gane Mulla Sanjeeva murder case. 2 male suspects and 2 female suspects who were remanded last week for allegedly assisting Ishara Sewandi in evading arrest were presented before the open court today. Investigating officers appearing on behalf of the Colombo Crimes Division provided a detailed report to the court. They stated that investigations were being conducted based on information revealed during the questioning of the suspect Ishara Ishara Sewandi. Officers told court that according to the statements recorded from her, 2 mobile phones were recovered from the garden of the 7th suspect's house and investigations are being conducted regarding these devices. The officers further stated that the 23rd, 24th, 25th and 26th suspects have been revealed to have assisted Ishara Sewandi in fleeing. Investigators said that the 23rd suspect, a hospital worker named Don Prianga, had transported Ishara Sewandi to her residence on a motorcycle. During this transport, the 24th suspect, Police Constable Prashant Samod, was reportedly present at the house. Investigating officers noted that as a government official, he had not taken action to report this information. The investigating officers stated before the court that the police constable, by his actions, had facilitated Ishara Sewandi in evading arrest. They added that Ishara Sewandi stayed at the residence for only 1 day, after which the 25th suspect, businessman Sajith Dinusha, kept her at his residence in Valipanna for 53 days. Later, he had transported the suspect by car to Mathura. Subsequently, the 26th suspect, Renuka Shanti, along with her husband Ananda Upali, who is the 27th suspect, kept Ishara Sewandi at their residence in Middenia. Afterward, the couple had then transported Ishara Sewandi by car to Mankulam and arranged for her flee via Kilinochi and then through Jaffna. The officers said that for this operation, Sajith Dinusha, the 25th suspect, had received funds from prominent underworld figure Mathugama Shah. The officers further informed the court that the 27th suspect was not produced today as he is currently in remand in connection with another murder case. He will be named and presented in court on the next hearing date. The officers requested that the suspects remain in remand custody as investigations are ongoing. After considering the matter, the Chief Magistrate ordered that the suspects be remanded until the 7th of November. He instructed the investigating officers to file separate charges under the Penal Code against each suspect presented in court for assisting Ishara Sewandi in evading arrest. Meanwhile, the 7th suspect, Damit Anjana Nayanajit, who was previously in remand custody, had been released on bail by the High Court. His bail conditions were read out in open court today, and once all conditions are fulfilled, the suspect is to be released on bail. According to the magistrate, the suspect was released on bail with a cash bill of 200,000 rupees and 3 personal sureties of 1 million rupees each. He is also prohibited from travelling overseas.
The Colombo Chief Magistrate's Court today ordered the further remand of drug kingpin Lokupati at a shaman accused of allegedly assisting him until the 31st of October.
The court stated that it will deliver its decision regarding the bail applications of the suspects currently in remand for charges, including profiting from drug trafficking, on the 31st of October. During today's hearing of the case before Colombo Chief Magistrate Asanga S. Bodaragama, suspect Lokupati, who is in remand, was produced in court via Zoom. Officials from the Criminal Investigation Department stated that investigations have revealed that the money obtained from Lokupati's drug trafficking was deposited into the account of the suspected shaman. Officers stated that according to the remand statement of Thusita Niroshani, she had smuggled drugs on behalf of Lokupati and deposited the proceeds into the account of the shaman. They added that these funds were deposited with the shaman's knowledge, totaling approximately 330 million rupees, of which 320 million rupees had been withdrawn via checks. They noted that the money is suspected to have come from drug trafficking and said that further investigations will be conducted to determine whether the funds have been used again for drug-related activities. The investigating officers added that 3 more counts have been identified during these investigations, through which approximately 10 billion rupees has circulated, and additional inquiries will be carried out in this regard as well. Officials from the Criminal Investigation Department urged the court to extend the remand of the suspects, warning that releasing them on bail could obstruct ongoing investigations. The lawyer representing suspect Lokupati, while submitting evidence to the court, noted that his client, who was arrested in Belarus, had been brought to the country last May. Therefore, the lawyer, who stated that his client was not in the country at the time the money was allegedly exchanged, argued that since there was insufficient evidence against him, he could be released on bail. The lawyer representing the shaman told the court that the money credited to his client's account was not proceeds from drug trafficking, but donations made to the temple by devotees. After considering the matter, the magistrate said that he expects to issue a written order clarifying the legal position regarding these requests. The magistrate also stated that the order will be issued on the 31st of October. The final rites of Lasantha Vikramasekara, chairman of the Valigama Pradeshya Sabha, who was fatally shot, are scheduled to be taken place the day after tomorrow.
Politicians and others gathered today at his residence in Midigama, Valigama, to pay their final respects to Vikramasekara. The 38-year-old was a father of 3. On the 22nd of October, 2 individuals arrived at the Valigama Pradeshya Sabha on a motorbike. One of them entered the chairman's office, opened fire on the chairman and fled.
The investigation into the fatal shooting of Valigama Pradeshya Sabha chairman Lasantha Vikramasekara has taken a new turn, with police now analysing mobile phone data records. This was confirmed in Parliament by Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa, responding to a question raised by opposition regarding the safety of members of Parliament.
Today, the state-sponsored underworld and state-sponsored terror have created a situation that is swallowing society. In such a context, we want to know. Months ago, we requested a security assessment for provincial council members, chairpersons and members of parliament. When will that assessment be done? When will proper security be provided? And most importantly, when will the killers of the provincial council chairman who was murdered on a public day be arrested? We have already informed the Minister of Public Security and the police. Investigation teams have been deployed to probe the murder of the Valigama Pradeshya Sabha chairman. Police are also analysing exchanged phone data related to the case. We expect the shooters and those who orchestrated this crime to be arrested soon. The Minister of Public Security has also revealed in Parliament the reports on threats faced by public representatives and the security measures in place or planned. Furthermore, investigations are underway into local government members suspected of links with the underworld or organised crime gangs. Based on the efficiency of these teams, we believe these matters will be exposed very soon. Honourable Speaker, I table this matter. A confidential report from the IGP to the senior DIG of Kalutara states that there is a plot to assassinate me when I leave home in my vehicle. The report names the individual involved and requests an investigation. I urge the Speaker and fellow MPs to take immediate action on this serious threat.
Honourable Member, I'll bring this to the notice of the Honourable Speaker of the House.
This is a grave matter concerning a threat to the life of an opposition MP. Remember, the Valigama chairman had also reported threats and submitted affidavits to the IGP, yet no protection was given. Now this MP and others in the opposition have no security at all. It is your responsibility to ensure their safety and provide protection.
Honourable
Leader of the Democratic Left Front and former Minister Vasudeva Nanayakkara expressed his views at a media briefing held today.
The
murder of the Valigama Pradeshya Sabha chairman is the main issue on everyone's mind right now. But when people talk about it, it is often as if political killings never happened under previous governments. The truth is, political assassinations were quite common under right-wing administrations. That said, that's no excuse for such violence to happen today. I truly believe this is a left-oriented government, and under our leadership, nothing like that should or can happen. Yet, in the past few days, shootings have been happening almost daily, and 52 people have lost their lives so far. This is a very serious black mark on the government. I believe the ruling party should throw its full weight behind this, using police resources and the support of government allies to gather intelligence on these drug trafficking and murder networks, arrest everyone involved immediately, produce them in court and keep them in remand while presenting all evidence to the judiciary.
A discussion was held in Parliament today regarding the potential impact on budget debates following the presentation of the appropriation bill, particularly in relation to changes in ministries and portfolios.
In accordance to these changes, the adjustments to the budget estimates and the appropriation bill should be made as outlined below, provided the subject areas in the ministries are not significantly altered according to the previous framework. The remaining budget provisions can be allocated to the relevant ministries under Financial Regulation 208, either through a circular or a directive letter. None of the total expenditures allocated under the separated appropriation bill will be changed. Technically, after the ministries are separated, this allocation can proceed within that framework. Likewise, the number of ministries has not increased or changed in any way contrary to the Constitution. Accordingly, the necessary adjustments relating to the 2026 appropriation bill will be made through the appropriate budget committee sessions.
අයවැය කාරක සභා අවස්ථා සංශෝධනය මගින් සිදු කරනු ලැබේ.
ආණ්ඩු පක්ෂයේ ප්‍රධාන සංවිධායකතුමා ඊයේ
The Chief Government Whip convened a meeting yesterday evening at the Speaker's office. All officials were called and we highlighted potential legal and technical issues regarding cabinet reshuffles and the presentation of the appropriation bill. We agreed that the current program approved by the Cabinet Committee can proceed as planned. According to Article 83 of the Constitution, any amendment proposed to a bill within Parliament must not constitute an amendment that contradicts the bill or its fundamental principles. We emphasized that the legal responsibility for compliance rests with the government, not the opposition.
පසුබිම පිළිබඳ වගකීම තියෙන්නේ ආණ්ඩුවට ඒ කියන එක මම ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා.
අලුත් ප්‍රාදේශීය 176 හැටියට ඉදිරිපත් කරනකොට ඒක කලින් මේ විෂය යටතේම වරාය හා ගුවන් සේවය හැටියට තිබුණු එක.
When presenting the new expenditure head as the 176th one, it falls under the previous subject heading for ports and aviation. However, a precedent exists. In 2023, a new expenditure head was added as 501 when the then President appointed Ranjit Siambalapitiya as a State Minister. He was assigned the subject of plantation enterprises reforms and a separate institution was gazetted. Accordingly, the new expenditure head 501 is now being presented to the committee. It is presented separately and remains in effect with no legal impediments.
වෙන අමාත්‍යාංශයකට ගියොත් එහෙම ඒක සාකච්ඡා කිරීමේ හැකියාවක් පවතිනවා පොරොෂය පවතිනවා ඒක නීතිමය බාධාවක් නැහැ මුදල් ප්‍රමාණය වෙනසක් වෙන්නේ නැහැ නමුත් නෛතිකමය වශයෙන් දැන් බොහෝ වෙලාවල
There is no change in the total amount of funds. However, legally much discourse has arisen regarding there being a total debt of 8 billion and assets worth only 2 billion. Questions are being raised on what happened to the remaining 6 billion. For example, the Maritime Facility and Port Access Highway fall under the Ministry of Ports. If within the next 2 months this exchange occurs, example, the Maritime Facility goes to the Ports Ministry and the Port Access Highway goes to the Highways Ministry, there could be legal complications with these assets. Legally, this separation is covered within the current time frame. If these legal issues are not resolved, anyone could raise questions about them later.
පස්සේ දවසක කාට හරි මේව ප්‍රශ්න කරන්න පුළුවන්.
කැබිනට් අමාත්‍යාංශ වෙනස්කමක් ඇතිවීම නිසා මේකට පරිපූර්ණක ඇස්තිමේන්තුවක් ගේන්න අවශ්‍ය මේ සම්බන්ධයෙන් වෙනසට නෛතික භාවයක් ඇති කරන්න.
එක් කොටසක් වෙනවා අලුත් අමාත්‍යාංශයේ අමාත්‍යවරයාගේ
One component will appear as a new expenditure item under the minister of the new ministry. An additional amount is allocated for the minister's personal staff. However, this additional amount does not require a separate supplementary account. The reason is that under Section 6 of our appropriation bill, the Treasury can utilize these funds in emergencies. Therefore, only a small amount is needed and it does not need to be submitted to Parliament.
සුළු මුදල් ප්‍රමාණයක් අවශ්‍ය කරන්නේ ඒ මුදල් ප්‍රමාණය පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට ඉදිරිපත් කිරීම අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
Newsfirst with the people.
Today, the General Secretary of the Samagi Janabalabege, Ranjit Mathuma Bandara, was inquired by journalists about the progress of the ongoing talks regarding their collaboration with the United National Party.
ඒක ඕගොල්ලන්ට කියන්න බෑනේ අපි ඒක
ඉතර රහස් දෝවා
රහස් නැතුව පුනවද නැතිනම් කොච්චර ඕගොල්ලෝ මේක කඩන්න බලනවද ආණ්ඩුව මේක කඩන්න බලනවද
අපි ඉතින් මොනවද කඩන්නද
සමහර අය උත්සාහ කරනවා ඉතින් ඒකට කුමන්ත්‍රණ තියෙන එක නිසා අපි බොහොම රහසිගතව අපේ වැඩේ හරියට කරනවා
අනුරාධපුරේ මන්ත්‍රීතුමා රෝහණ බණ්ඩාර කියලා මම පොඩ්ඩක් අයින් වෙලා ඉන්නවා අපේ හිතමනාපයක්වත් වෙලාද
එතුමාගෙන් ඒක අහන්න මන් දන්නේ නැහනේ
නෑ එතුමාගෙන් මේ කියලා තියෙනවා මේ පොඩ්ඩක් පක්ෂ ක්‍රියාකාරවල
පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ හිටියයි පෙරේදා ගෲප් එකෙත් හිටියයි කිසි ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ පක්ෂ කාර්යාලය රැස්වීමෙත් හිටියා
Samagi Janabalawege MP Rohana Bandar today addressed the media regarding the controversy surrounding the nomination of a representative to the Anuradhapura Municipal Council.
පක්ෂයේ ඇතුලේ අභ්‍යන්තරයේ අපේ අතර කිසි ගැටලුවක් නැහැ.
We have no internal conflicts within our party, but Indika Anurakumara is a former local council member, an opposition leader, and a former opposition leader of the municipal council of the main local government institution in Anuradhapura. This time, after the nominations of our party and the election results, we had been waiting for months to appoint members of the municipal council as a party because of this crisis. After waiting for months without a successful solution, his name was finally published in the Gazette without being on the list. When our working committee met in this regard, a proposal was somehow passed there, and it is no secret now. There, our party manager gave a proposal to resign, and we had some discussions there. So we all agreed that we should let the party know about what happened, inform the General Secretary and the leader, and make sure we get justice for this. We are not ready to embarrass the party, nor betray the party members, especially the people of the Anuradhapura district, the people who voted for the party. Rohana Bandara is not someone who gives up or turns his back on the party or the people. The more you try to contain me, the more I will thrive.
උදානන්න නැහැ වගේම කපන්න තලන්න රෝහණ බණ්ඩාරත් අර හඳුන් ගහක් වගේ බබලනවා දිලිසෙනවා කියන එක තමයි අපිට කියන්න තියෙන්නේ.
Deputy Minister Chaturanga Abesinghe today raised a question of privilege in Parliament concerning a statement made by MP Shanak and Rasamanikam on the 22nd of October.
The two individuals, Chaturanga Abesinghe and Najit Indika, are accused of having met a businessman at the Kingsbury Hotel within the past month. Why did they meet the businessman? Honourable Chairman, this concerns the Kaluthara Distillery Cooperative Society Limited, Andangoda Malegoda Payagala. This factory is unique and the permit associated with it is a special permit. It allows for both importation and distribution. I will table documentation. This permit has existed since 1950, even before colonization. This permit was granted to a specific party while operating this distillery, which belongs to the Kaluthara Cooperative, and legal proceedings are ongoing regarding it. During these legal proceedings, a distillery owned by the cooperative has been put for sale. Honourable Chairman, I am not disclosing the name of the prospective buyer because I do not wish to harm that individual or the institution. We do not wish to damage either institutions or businessmen. I have a letter with me. These two individuals went to meet this businessman at the Kingsbury Hotel. I urge that the government immediately conduct an investigation into this matter. MPs and ministers have no entitlement to the cooperative, especially Chaturanga Abesinghe, who is not even a minister associated with the cooperative. On the 22nd October, while I was not in the House, MP Rasamanikam made a completely false statement about me. As public representatives and deputy ministers, we often meet daily with people who have investment interests. But regarding this specific matter, I did not have any discussion at the Kingsbury Hotel that day, nor did I receive any written communication about it. I would like to make it clear that the Parliament should not be used to circulate content from YouTube related to this matter. We entered politics to put an end to fraud, corruption and deal-based politics. We came into public service with professional responsibility. We will always uphold our duty and maintain transparency. Anyone wishing to meet us are directed to the proper institutions. I wanted to clarify this point clearly. Honourable Deputy Speaker, on the 22nd October, while I was absent from the House, MP Shanaki and Rasamanikam falsely alleged that I engaged in improper transactions involving a distillery and claimed to have evidence to support this. This statement has also been reported by other media outlets. I categorically deny these allegations. As a result of this false statement, my privileges have been curtailed. I therefore respectfully request a fair investigation into the revocation of these privileges.
Prime Minister Harini Amarasuriya briefed Parliament on Sri Lanka's position regarding the recent United Nations Human Rights Council report, reaffirming the government's commitment to advancing accountability through credible domestic processes.
Following his visit to Sri Lanka in June this year, the High Commissioner highlighted the potential for real change representing all segments of Sri Lankan society and the genuine openness shown by the government. Therefore, the government urged the OHCHR and the Human Rights Council to seize this opportunity and provide the necessary space to advance the rights and well-being of all Sri Lankans' national processors. In this regard, Sri Lanka observes that external initiatives will only serve as an impediment to ongoing national efforts and polarize communities unnecessarily. Therefore, the government of Sri Lanka has informed the OHCHR that the government does not agree with the conclusions and recommendations in the report with reference to international action. The government sincerely believes that external actions will only exacerbate divisions and therefore thereby jeopardize national processes already underway and efforts to implement genuine and clear initiatives in regard to addressing these issues, as well as demonstrate progress. The government is committed to advancing accountability through credible domestic processes. To this end, the government has taken steps to strengthen domestic institutions and mechanisms, ensuring that their independence by enhancing financial, human resources and technical capabilities. A process has been initiated for the establishment of a Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and this will be established following consideration of the draft law that has already been proposed and after consultations with stakeholders. However, the government will continue to work in close cooperation with the international community especially for capacity building and to obtain technical assistance on mutually agreed areas.
The library built at Haliyala Morathota Mahavidyalaya in Badulla was officially handed over to the students today. This initiative was led by Gammadda, whose work is always rooted in serving the people, for the people and by the people.
On the 4th of February, exactly on our Independence Day, Gammadda began a new initiative in Badulla. The foundation was laid for a library at the Morathota Mahavidyalaya, giving students a space to grow. This school, under the Haliyala Education Division, is home to 122 children who attend despite many hardships. Here, all differences, ethnic, religious, social, are set aside as children prepare to shape the nation's future. Teachers and parents make countless sacrifices, yet the school lacked a library. Gammadda addressed this need with full support from the Pasan Devni Memorial Foundation. The library was officially handed over to the students, marking a memorable milestone. This book collection program was carried out under the theme From Little Hands to Little Hands, Gammadda, A New Hope. Students, faculty, Newsfirst English News Director Inaz Mohammed, Pasan Devni Memorial Foundation Treasurer SJB-UNP, former Chairman HKI Paranavithana, Haliyala Divisional Secretary Chaminda Veerasinghe, Badulla District Director of Education Sarath Ranasinghe, Principal TMSK Tennukon, officials and members of the Gammadda team participated.
The foundation stone for the library was laid on Independence Day and it has been completed within 8 months. We are grateful to this movement for contributing to this initiative. Our mission is to help talented children from low-income families overcome the challenges they face and give them opportunities they deserve. We want to guide them toward brighter futures and bigger opportunities. The knowledge we provide through a library is essential for shaping the future generation. A book adds flavor to life, and a life without flavor has little meaning. We often talk about change, but where does change begin? It begins with us. Books give us the tools to inspire this change. By reading, we can transform attitudes, and when attitudes change, new ideas emerge. Progress is only possible when we think differently and embrace new ideas. External challenges like a school being far away or lacking facilities become irrelevant when determination and knowledge lead the way. This school itself is proof. It achieved an 87% pass rate in O-level exams, and of the only 2 students who sat for the A-level exams, both gained entry into universities. What more needs to be proven? A new library was established in a place where none existed before. Thanks to this initiative, the children now have the opportunity to read books. Our heartfelt thanks goes to Pasan Devni Memorial Foundation, their families and the Gammadda team for making this possible.
Parents expressed heartfelt gratitude for the donation, a true bridge to the country's future.
Visit Lanka Pack 2025, the premier international packaging and printing exhibition, 23rd, 24th and 25th October, BMICH Colombo.
Justice Surya Kant, the most senior judge of the Supreme Court of India, has underscored the growing role of youth in shaping a more inclusive justice system, highlighting India's pioneering efforts to embed legal aid into legal education. He was speaking at the inaugural BASL Human Rights Oration, organized in collaboration with the Commonwealth Legal Education Association.
The Bar Association of Sri Lanka, in collaboration with the Commonwealth Legal Education Association, hosted the inaugural BASL Human Rights Oration in Colombo.
Over the years, I have noticed that with each successive generation, India's youth have become more attuned, empathic, and responsive to the needs of society. There is a genuine eagerness among young people to help, to give back, and to embody the values of responsible citizenship. Recognizing this, India has embedded legal aid into very fabric of its legal education. Law universities and colleges across the country operate legal aid clinics, often in collaboration with District Legal Service Authority. Through these clinics, students assist in drafting petitions, advising fellow citizens, conducting awareness camps, and organizing legal literacy drives in villages, prisons, and slum areas. In the process, they learn that law is not just a profession, but a responsibility. Young advocates are also being recruited and mentored under the panel lawyer system, which I was saying that free legal aid council. These panels are developed by various courts legal service committees, which assign them to represent indigent litigants before various courts across the length and breadth of the country. Incentives such as stipends, I was talking of the honorarium, recognition certificates, and structured mentorship programs have been made as part of the legal aid campaign, and so that they can eventually acquire the status of respectable professionals. Over 34,000 lawyers possessing more than 10 years of practice have been empaneled as panel lawyers, and several thousands more with lesser experience have also been recruited to assist them. This synergy between structure and spirit, between policy and participation, represents the global future of human rights protection. It demonstrates that when citizens and institutions move in tandem, human rights protection becomes not just sustainable but inevitable. The stories of India's legal aid movement is at its heart the story of a democracy and its consensus. It is proof that even in a vast and complex society, justice can be made real when vision is matched by institutional will. Our task is to innovate further, to modernize outreach, and to deepen inclusion. Justice must evolve with society, or it will risk becoming its shadow.
The College of Pathologists of Sri Lanka celebrated its 50th anniversary.
The College of Pathologists of Sri Lanka commenced its 3-day 50th anniversary international conference in Colombo. The event marked 5 decades of the college's contributions and provided a platform for knowledge sharing in diagnostic pathology.
Rather than looking at the technology as a challenge, I believe that we have to think as an opportunity. An opportunity that will make our task easier, more efficient. In that case, probably the role might be different. The role might move away from the direct diagnostics into the decision making, communication, teamwork, empathy, so on and so forth. So I think there are a lot to discuss, and I hope and I believe the deliberations during this 50th anniversary international conference of the College of Pathologists, it will be a rich platform to discuss the way forward, the achievements in the past, looking back into the past, and looking forward into the future, next 50 years.
A keynote was delivered by Emeritus Professor Dilani Lokuhetti at the University of Colombo. The program featured symposia and workshops with a focus on histopathology and cytopathology. The conference served both as a celebratory milestone and as a forum for advancing the future of diagnostic pathology.
The annual prize-giving ceremony of Museus College Colombo took place today, celebrating the outstanding achievements of its students and reaffirming the school community's strong commitment in recognizing both academic and co-curricular excellence. The annual prize-giving ceremony of Museus College was held in Colombo today.
Getting a prize is not the best or the biggest thing that one can have at Museus. The education you receive goes far beyond academics. It equips you for every aspect of life. Over the past 2 years, you have seen a tremendous improvement in every sphere at Museus. Academic, extracurricular, infrastructure. Today, Museus offers over 50 clubs and societies, a wide range of sports, and excellent opportunities for aesthetic studies. I urge all students to make full use of these facilities offered to you. We understand the challenges of today's economy, but your involvement and guidance remain essential for your child's success.
At the event, students who excelled in their academic pursuits were honored with awards and accolades in recognition of their outstanding achievements.
Geography, Civic Education, Grade Excellence, History, Geography, Civic Education, Shakya Sena Nayaka. Grade Excellence, Single Language, Health and Physical Education.
Gateway College hosted its Awards Day 2025 in Colombo today.
Gateway College Colombo held its annual Awards Day today, celebrating the remarkable academic and co-curricular achievements of its students.
Society Awards, Media Club, Confluence 2020.
Speaking at the event, Chairman of the Gateway Group, Dr. Harshalas, shared his views on education in Sri Lanka.
We are at a time when K-12 education across the world is undergoing remarkable transformation. From Finland to Australia, from Singapore to US, and even in our own country, there are education reforms that are taking place. If you take the essence of these reforms, the message is very clear. Education is moving from knowing more to being more. It's moving from knowing more to being more. Many Western countries today are rethinking of their systems, moving away from grade obsession towards creativity, empathy, and well-being. Ironically, these are values that our Eastern traditions have always cherished. Some nations understood this early and shaped their education accordingly. Japan being the best example. Australia is another inspiring example. Its new curriculum balances digital literacy with ethical understanding, ensuring that students not only master technology but also use it responsibly.
Chief guest for the event, Australia's High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Matthew Duckworth, also shared his views.
You all now stand at the threshold of a world filled with opportunity. Your qualifications, your diploma, your education connects you to a global network of learning, to a proud tradition of excellence that both our countries share. Remember that where you are today is a product of all that you've learnt in your yesterdays. It's your experiences at school, both the good days and the dark days, that play a role in building your character. They will build the person who you are as you will soon be going out into the world. While remembering that, please also keep in mind that where you are today won't be where you are tomorrow. Sri Lanka needs talented young people like all of you.
The program, a vibrant showcase of student talent, featured a dance and musical tributes from the college students.
After a long hiatus, Sri Lanka's largest celebration of automobiles, the Salon Motor Show 2025 is back, bringing together enthusiasts, manufacturers and collectors under one roof.
The Salon Motor Show 2025, jointly organized by the Salon Motor Traders Association and the Classic Car Club of Salon, returned to Colombo after a wait of 6 years. Hi guys, right now I am reporting to you from the Salon Motor Show 2025 right here at the BMICH in Colombo. I believe if you come here, you'll be open to a lot of history ranging from a lot of classic cars, and I believe this is an opportunity for you to not to miss out, a once in a lifetime opportunity right here at the center of Colombo at the BMICH from the 24th of October until the 26th of October. And I believe if you come here, you will be opened and you will witness history and a lot of vintage cars, a lot of classic cars, a lot of history that you should not miss out here at the center of Colombo. So this is the very latest coming to you, reporting to you. I am Budminamar Divakara for Newsfirst. The show is expected to attract a large number of visitors from across Sri Lanka and overseas. It features an impressive lineup of more than 150 of the country's rarest and the most iconic classic cars, all under one roof. TV1, Legends 966, Newsfirst and Yes 101 are the official electronic media partners for this event.
Today marks the 31st anniversary memorial of the late Gamini Dissanayake, a distinguished politician known for his dedicated service as a former minister.
A commemorative event honouring the late Gamini Dissanayake was held today near the Ruan Valley Sale in Anuradhapura. The program was organised by the Gamini Dissanayake Foundation. The ceremony included religious rituals presided over by the Mahasangha. Navin Dissanayake and members of the family joined the occasion.
කවුරුදු 31ක් කියන්නේ විශාල කාල සීමාවක්. නමුත් එතුමාගේ මූණ විශේෂයෙන්ම මට මේ අනුරාධපුර දිස්ත්‍රික්කයේ
31 years is a long time. The people of the Anuradhapura H division said that when Gamini Disanayake's poster was displayed for this event, many were moved to tears upon seeing his face. At the age of 35, he took on the responsibility of leading the Mahavali development project. No matter what anyone says today, out of every 10 light bulbs glowing in Sri Lanka, at least 3 shine because of the Mahavali development project and its hydro turbines. Even today, a major portion of our food and paddy production comes from the Mahavali reservoirs.
මේ මහවැලි ජලාශවලින්
Born on March 20th of 1942 to businessman Andrew Dissanayake and Samaratunga Velagidara Kumarihami, Lionel Gamini Dissanayake was the second child of the family. He received his primary education at Trinity College, Kandy. He later entered the Colombo Law College, earning his degree and was sworn in as President's Counsel in 1988. At the age of 28, as a young lawyer, Dissanayake won the Nuwara seat representing the United National Party and entered Parliament for the first time in 1970. He gained national prominence by initiating the Mahavali Development Project, Sri Lanka's largest multi-purpose development scheme, which he successfully launched and implemented. In 1977, appointed Minister of Power, Irrigation and Highways, Dissanayake initiated the accelerated Mahavali scheme, marking a historic milestone in the country's development. On 24th of October 1994, he was tragically assassinated in a suicide bomb attack. Yet the memory of Gamini Dissanayake remains eternally alive in the hearts of the Sri Lankan people.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has told Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky during a meeting in London today that there was more that the Western allies could do to bolster Kyiv's long-range missile capability. Starmer hosted Zelensky at his Downing Street residence ahead of an in-person and virtual get-together of Ukraine's key backers in the UK capital. Kyiv's Western allies have raised pressure on Moscow as the war enters its fourth winter, with the United States and European Union both announcing new sanctions this week on Russian energy aimed at crippling its war economy. EU leaders also took steps towards funding Ukraine's defense for another 2 years. Starmer hugged Zelensky as the Ukrainian president arrived in Downing Street for initial one-to-one discussions ahead of the so-called Coalition of the Willing meeting, telling him this week had seen huge steps forward. French President Emmanuel Macron said the so-called Coalition of the Willing has defined a strategy to support Ukraine's future security so that it can deter and defend itself against a future attack. Early on Friday, Zelensky held another meeting with Britain's King Charles III, the third this year.
US President Donald Trump has announced an immediate end to all trade negotiations with Canada over an advert critical of the tariffs he has imposed on the nation.
The advert, sponsored by the government of Canada's province of Ontario, quoted Trump's predecessor Ronald Reagan, an icon of US conservatism, saying tariffs hurt every American. Trump wrote on social media that the advert was fake and egregious, adding that trade talks were hereby terminated. His administration has imposed a 35% levy on many Canadian imports as well as individual tariffs targeting particular industries like car and steel manufacturing. Ontario has been particularly hard hit by these. Trump has allowed exemptions for goods that fall under a free trade agreement with Mexico and Canada that he negotiated during his first term. But Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney has since his election earlier this year attempted to strike a deal that would ease the US tariffs. This has been complicated by Ontario Premier, who is one of the most vocal critics of the tax levied on US firms buying Canadian products. In the minute-long advert published last week, Reagan's voice can be heard narrating over images that include the New York Stock Exchange and cranes adorned with both US and Canadian flags. The video excerpts a 1987 national radio address by Reagan that focused on foreign trade.
The 2025 Women's Cricket World Cup match between Sri Lanka and Pakistan has been abandoned due to rain. Pakistan, batting first, had scored 18 without loss when play was halted initially at the R. Premadasa International Stadium in Colombo. Heavy rain caused a delay, preventing the match from starting at the scheduled time. As a result, one innings was shortened to 34 overs. Now all matches of the ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 2025 can be watched live on TV1 and streamed online via www.sirasatv.lk, the official local broadcasting rights holder for Sri Lanka.
From that, we bring to a close this edition of Primetime News on TV1.
Thank you for joining us. Good night.